Hey guys, so this is a video to talk to you about the organization of the natural environment. We're going to go over this in class, but if you missed part of it or if you weren't here for some reason, this is exactly like you would have heard in class. All right, so these notes are also available in Google Classroom and on my website. So let's talk about some vocabulary first. A biotic factor. Biotic is anything that is living. So anything that you can find that is made up of cells that goes through cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is the process of taking water, food, and sunlight and turning it into energy and carbon dioxide. It's a fancy word for saying it breathes, okay? So fish and sea animals do that through their gills. Human bodies do that by inhaling and exhaling. But anything, plants take in those things from the sun, and they do it that way. So anything that is living is considered to be biotic, okay? An abiotic factor, that prefix A, means that it's anything that is non-living, okay? Things that are non-living, the sun's not living. The air or the atmosphere, that's non-living, okay? Rocks, non-living. Soil, no. Do we need all of those things? Water is another big one. Do we need those things? Absolutely not. Funny. Yes, we absolutely need them. We have to have the abiotic factors, just like we have to have living things. Okay? We have to have both, but we organize them differently. Okay? So there are some levels of organization because sometimes we want to talk in broad terms, other times we want to talk in little terms. Okay, so the smallest or the most specific level of organization is the organism. The organism is a single living thing. A population is the group of similar species organisms within one location. Okay. A community, we're not talking about all the people that live in the same place. That would be a population in science. In science, a community is the group of all species that are living within the same area. So that would be like your family plus the dog and the cat and the chicken if you raise chickens. Okay? That would be the community. Oh, and don't forget the grass outside or the house plant that your mom tells you to water that sometimes we forget about. Okay? Those would be in the community. The plants are part of the community. The plants can be an organism because it is a single living thing. Okay? The ecosystem represents all of those biotic factors. So we have biotic. Hold on. All right, how to do my lap. Okay, so we've got biotic B. Population is biotic with a B. The community is biotic with a B. Then we get to the ecosystem. Ooh. The ecosystem is all of those combined biotic factors. So anything that is living is composed in this community level. When we move to ecosystem, we're talking about all of the biotic and the abiotic factors. Okay? They are all together. Okay? The ecosystem is the lowest level of organization that includes abiotic factors. No ifs, no ands, no buts about it. Okay? Sometimes you'll see one more added. That's called a biome. A biome is a group of all of the ecosystems that are similar from around the world. So all of these 4 levels are referring to a single location, like the state of South Carolina, the eastern part of the United States, Western Europe, the continent of Africa. Okay? But when we start getting into biomes, then we're talking about the rainforest that's in Asia and the one that's in South America. So those biomes can be in different locations. Everything else is in one place. Okay? I don't need to keep my picture. Okay. This is a cartoon. Feel free to watch it on your own. It is through Brain Pop. Okay? Well, I'm not going to go through that with you right now. So an organism, it's an individual living thing. There's just one. So if I said provide an example of an organism, it needs to be singular. No plurals. No. There's only one. There's only one Mrs. Blum. There's only one of you. You are an organism. Only organisms of the same species can reproduce with each other. We're not going any further into that. So an example of an organism is a white-tailed deer. Later on, we're going to ask you to do some creating. You may not use my example. No. You have your own brain. You can think of your own. The white-tailed deer. If you look in this example, we did not include the pretty little grass and the tree and the sunshine. No. The deer's not drinking water out of the stream because those represent different levels of organization. Just the deer. Just one. We are looking at the organism. A population. All of the organisms, same species, same area. Okay? So we're looking at all of the white-tailed deer in a specific area, like the state of South Carolina. Okay? Population. Multiples, so the plural, of the same species. Okay? Again, no grass, no trees, no flowers to eat, no stream to drink from, no little rocks to climb on. Just the deer. But we hit copy paste. Okay? The community. All of the different organisms. Okay, so here we have the deer and the squirrels and the birds and the trees and the grass. Guys, sun, not in the picture. Stream, not in the picture. The rocks, not in the picture. But all of these things are living. So these are included in the community. Okay? Now, if you look here in my example, it told you what type of bird they are. I'm not a bird watcher. To me, that's a bird. It's okay. Okay? We have mushrooms. We have the grass. We have the trees. All of these are different organisms. They're all different populations, but they are combined in the same area. All right? The ecosystem. See, now that we're looking at the ecosystem and we include the abiotic factors, those non-living things, so now we took what we had and we're going to add in the air and the atmosphere and the rain clouds. We're going to add in the stream to drink from. We're adding in the rocks and the dirt and the soil. Okay? Now that we add those things in, now we're looking at the ecosystem. The ecosystem is what allows everything to live. You can't have just one individual with nothing else and have it live. It's not going to work. You can't have a population just, without the abiotic factors and have it live. It won't happen. The smallest part, the smallest level that allows life to go on is the ecosystem. But that ecosystem is made up of the community, which has all of the biotic factors, which is made up of those populations. So the same groups of the same organism and those individual organisms. Okay. Here's another cartoon. You can watch at your convenience. The Brain Pop. We will be doing a little bit more with biomes in a little bit. Okay. So, biomes. Biomes are the ecosystems that are similar. They have similar climates. They have similar vegetation. They have similar animals living in them. So, for example, in this image, we looked at the temperate deciduous forest. Okay. Sounds really sophisticated. Okay. But that's what we were looking at with the deer and the squirrels and the trees. And that's a temperate deciduous forest. Okay. You can see on the map, we have some of those on the western coast of North America, both in the United States and in Canada. We have some of that on the eastern coast of North America, again, in the United States and in Canada, and actually through the middle of Canada as well. There's a little bit in South America. And then the northern part of Europe and Asia, plus some of Australia on the exterior of the island, all of those are considered temperate deciduous forest, which means that we're going to find the same types of organisms. We're going to find the same types of species, the same types of individuals and populations and communities and ecosystems in all of these places. All right? So, you will have assignments, some questions, you'll have some other things to do with this information. If you get stuck, go back, look at the notes. They're in multiple places. You're more than welcome to watch the video again. Do it. Okay? If you have extra questions, ask your teacher. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks, guys.